Was the Tunguska event a weapon too terrible to describe? The French ship Iena blew up in 1907. Electrical experts were sought by the press for an explanation. Many thought the explosion was caused by an electrical spark, and the discussion was about the origin of the ignition. Lee de Forest, inventor of the Audion vacuum tube adopted by many radio broadcasters, pointed out that Nikola Tesla had experimented with a dirigible torpedo capable of delivering such destructive power to a ship through remote control. He noted also that Tesla claimed the same technology used for remotely controlling vehicles also could project an electrical wave of sufficient intensity to cause a spark in a ship's magazine and explode it. It was in the spring of 1924, however, that the time seemed best for death rays. For that year many newspapers carried several stories about the invention of such rays in different parts of the world. Harry Grindle Matthews of London lead the contenders in this early Star Wars race. The New York Times of May 21 had this report. Paris, May 20. If confidence of Grindle Matthew, sick, inventor of the so-called diabolical ray, in his discovery is justified, it may become possible to put the whole of an enemy army out of action, destroy any force of airplanes attacking a city, or paralyze any fleet venturing within a certain distance of the coast by invisible rays. Grindle Matthews stated that his destructive rays would operate over a distance of 4 miles and that the maximum distance for this type of weapon would be 7 or 8 miles. Tests have been reported where the ray has been used to stop the operation of automobiles by arresting the action of the magnets, and a quantity of gunpowder is said to have been exploded by playing the beams on it from a distance of 36 feet. Grindle Matthews also was able to electrocute mice, shrivel plants, and light the wick of an oil lamp from the same distance away. Sensing something of importance, the New York Times copyrighted its story on May 28 on a ray weapon developed by the Soviets. The story opened. News has leaked out from the communist circles in Moscow that behind Trotsky's recent warlike utterance lies an electromagnetic invention, by a Russian engineer named Gramichikov, for destroying airplanes. Tests of the destructive ray, the Times continued, had begun the previous August with the aid of German technical experts. A large-scale demonstration at Podosinsky Aerodrome near Moscow was so successful that the Revolutionary Military Council and the Political Bureau decided to fund enough electronic anti-aircraft stations to protect sensitive areas of Russia. Similar, but more powerful, stations were to be constructed to disable the electrical mechanisms of warships. The commander of the Soviet Air Services, Rosenholz, was so overwhelmed by the ray weapon demonstration that he proposed to curtail the activity of the air fleet, because the invention rendered a large air fleet unnecessary for the purpose of defense.